At 5, honoring a fallen hero.
We lost our guardian, and a family lost their entire rock.
A West Michigan deputy, a father of 4, taken from us too soon while trying to arrest a wanted man. How he's being remembered, and you'll hear from the man who found him after he was shot.
And this is the man investigators say is responsible. We're uncovering new information about his recent run-ins with the law, including why police were looking for him this Saturday.
Our team has been in Kalamazoo County since this tragedy unfolded Saturday night, and that continues this evening. We start with News 8's Heather Walker. She's the first reporter to talk with the farmer who found Deputy Proxmire Saturday after he had been shot during that chase.
We're told the deputy's car was here in the middle of MN Avenue. Lights and sirens still on. Cars were passing by, but one man decided to be the first to stop to try and help.
My wife heard the 2 shots, and we looked out the window. We seen lights flashing and the siren going.
The farmer, who didn't want to be identified, lives off of the avenue where the deputy was found. He says he was at home Saturday night watching TV when around 9:30 he heard 2 bangs.
Sound like gunshots. One was a little more blunt, the last one, than what the first one was, she said.
That she is his wife, who encouraged him to take a look.
I was the first one to really visualize what had taken place.
The farmer says he got in his vehicle and found the deputy's car sitting in the road, lights and sirens still on. He says he instantly knew something was wrong and grabbed a flashlight.
When I shined the light in the window, I see that he was slumped over the console and was shot in the head.
He says the deputy was non-responsive. A second deputy pulled up and tried CPR, but no luck. He says Deputy Proxmire was then put in a sheriff's car and driven to the hospital. Reflecting back, the farmer says he wishes he could have done more, saying the image of finding Deputy Proxmire continues to play in his head.
It's not something that you want to experience, but I feel so sorry for the family. I really do, and the rest of the law enforcement officers that do their job and things and have to end up in a situation like this.
The farmer also telling us tonight that the car appeared to be in drive because when they pulled the deputy out, the vehicle continued to roll down the road. We expect to learn more details in the coming weeks. Reporting near Galesburg, Heather Walker, News 8.
We're also getting a better understanding of the type of person that Deputy Proxmire was from a man who first met him after getting into a crash. Eric Trombley told News 8's Donovan Long that Deputy Proxmire would park in his driveway to try to get people to slow down on that busy road near Galesburg.
It just turned into one of them professional friendships, I guess you could say, over the last 4 years. And so far as, you know, we have young kids here. And he had a wife and 4 kids of his own. So when I had a request being here on MN with the highway speeds that we get sometimes, he and a few other of his friends, you know, took a special pleasure, being all fathers, you know, that they would sit here and try to ease the traffic speeds for us. And you know, he had a special thing that he would do, so we knew he was here at night because he's working night shift. Whenever he'd use our driveway to, you know, be able to run his traffic, being a traffic car, he would just turn on those lights for just a second, so we knew he was out here.
What are you going to miss most about Deputy Proxmire, man?
The security. Knowing that this area had somebody special, and it wasn't just about, you know, having a deputy here. It wasn't just about having a friend, but a family man. Somebody that clearly loved his job, but in some of our conversations in the driveway while he was sitting there, he said, I don't do this job for any kind of accolade of being a deputy. I don't want to be a so-called hero. I want to make a difference in this life. And if you want to be one of the finest, you have to be a difference, and you have to leave the rest behind. And I remember in the conversations about our hunting, and he said, the biggest thing I want to leave in this life is something for my wife and kids to be proud of. And if that means someday that I don't come home, I want them to remember and know that no matter what I did or how I'm remembered, I always put them and love them more than I would ever love this job. And that's what makes me drive to be the best deputy and the best idol of the community that I can be.
Now to the late-breaking developments on the gunman that police say is responsible for this tragedy. We're learning that he's from Vicksburg and has recent arrests that were still going through the court system.
News 8's Kyle Mitchell continues our team coverage now.
Yeah, we're learning about the suspect this afternoon. The Michigan State Police identified him as Kyle Goydasik. Now, court records show he had a recent criminal history. Michigan State Police troopers tell us this all started in Portage Saturday when 35-year-old Kyle Goydasik drove off after Portage police pulled him over for a traffic stop. Kalamazoo County Sheriff's deputies later spotted his car at a gas station near Galesburg. They say Goydasik pointed a gun at them, then took off, leading to a shootout that claimed both the life of Deputy Proxmire and Goydasik himself. We've gone through court records that show the suspect's largely clean criminal record recently changed, starting when he assaulted his father last year. He had another arrest in June that involved meth and a weapon. He was most recently scheduled for a competency exam related to methamphetamine charges.
A man who responded to trouble so others would not have to.
Sheriff Richard Fuller did not mention the name of the suspect in the news conference this afternoon, instead focusing on Deputy Proxmire.
We will not forget how he loved his family and the community. We will not forget how he cared deeply for the people he served for and with. There have been many stories shared in the last 24 hours. Things like how he built his friendships with his co-workers.
Leaders from all the local neighboring agencies came here today and stood behind Sheriff Fuller to show their support. Now, those other agencies are also covering calls for the Sheriff's Department today. Back to you.
All right, Kyle, thanks for that update. Governor Gretchen Whitmer was in Detroit today to announce plan to use federal COVID funding to strengthen public safety in Michigan. But before her remarks, the governor took a moment to mention Deputy Proxmire and to send her thoughts to the Kalamazoo County Sheriff's Office.
I want to start by taking a second to acknowledge Kalamazoo Deputy Sheriff Ryan Proxmire, who we lost in the line of duty just this past weekend, and my heart goes out to him and to his colleagues.
Tributes to Deputy Proxmire continue to pour in. We've included several in our story at woodtv.com. We're also awaiting funeral plans. As soon as those are announced, we will share them with you.